Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and I came across this idea to do this video earlier today. This video will go out on Friday, but I filmed a video with my guy, Harrison Graham, who works at Chat Sports, covers the Chicago Bears, and we did a collab video. That'll come out on Sunday about Kayvon Thibodeau and DJ Moore's trade rumors start to heat up. But during that video, I kind of thought to myself, the Giants have a blueprint to follow when it comes to building a football team around a young quarterback that they believe in. And that blueprint comes from the Chicago Bears. Like when I close my eyes and I dream of how I want the Giants to build their team this offseason, it is the exact same way that the Bears did last offseason. They started off in the 2025 draft as well as the 2026 draft, but by the way that they have built around Caleb Williams, they are giving him every tool and every opportunity to be successful. They pick Rome Odunze in the first round. They then pick Colston Loveland in the first round. They draft a slipping Luther Burden in round 2, who was one of the better receivers in last year's class. They also then add Ozzie Trapillo, an offensive tackle, in round 2. You used your premium picks in the last 2 drafts to give Caleb Williams legit weapons. The New York Giants, they need to do that as well. And I'll take it a step further. The way that the Chicago Bears built their offense, but specifically their offensive line last offseason, is the same. Not saying necessarily they need to go out and trade for this person and trade for this one and sign this guy. They need to invest heavily in the trenches. They trade for Joe Thuney from the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best in the business this year. They go out and get Jonah Jackson. He was awesome. Cheap trade. They signed Drew Dahlman. He was a good offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears this year. They signed DeAndre Swift in the free agency cycle a couple of years ago. He was really good for the Chicago Bears the last 2 years. They are giving Caleb Williams the resources, the tools, and the talent and infrastructure around him to be successful. If you don't invest in the offensive line, your young quarterback is going to struggle. And if you don't get him legit weapons, you're making his job that much more difficult. The Giants need to do the exact same thing. Give Jaxson Dart the tools to succeed. The blueprint is out there. Invest in the offensive line. Give him a plethora of weapons that he can throw to and have success with. The Giants have an offensive line question mark heading into free agency. Greg Van Roten is going to be a free agent at right guard. Jermaine Illuminor is going to be a free agent at right tackle. Is John Michael Schmitz the long-term answer at center? Are they going to cut John Runyan and save $10 million? You have 4 spots on your offensive line right now that I don't think are fully settled. Like, are we sure the Giants are going to hold on to John Runyan? I think so. Go invest in the offensive line. I want to bring back Jermaine Illuminor. I'd love to go out and get Tyler Linderbaum. Like, if you have an offensive line of Andrew Thomas, Tyler Linderbaum, and Jermaine Illuminor, you're cooking with legit gas. Then maybe you bring back Greg Van Roten as your starting right guard. Or you go out and sign someone else and bring back Van Roten on top of that, and he's a depth piece. Do not mess around with this offensive line. The fastest way to stunt a quarterback's development in this league is by not giving them protection up front. Look at C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Year 1, it was nothing but red and blue skies for Texans fans. C.J. Stroud is better than Bryce Young. He had one of the best rookie quarterback seasons ever. And then they don't build on the offensive line. And he takes a major step back in year 2. They then trade Laramie Tunsil heading into his 3rd year. The offensive line was not better. We saw him get killed in the playoffs. And he has not looked like the same quarterback that he was his rookie year. I do not want the reason, if there is going to be a reason, that Jaxson Dart takes a step back is because he did not have an offensive line. That would be football malpractice. Invest in the trenches and double down and get him some legit weapons to work with. Malik Neighbors, hell of a start. Who knows if he'll be ready for the start of the year, though? I hope so. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. But there are people out there that believe it may not be until October until Malik Neighbors comes back. And it may not be until the middle of the season where he refines his stride of being a top 10 wide receiver. And then you have question marks at your own receiver spots, like Wan'Dale Robinson. What are you going to do in free agency there? And even if you do bring back Wan'Dale Robinson, you cannot run back a wide receiver room where the three biggest investments are Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Darius Slayton. Even if you bring back Wan'Dale, maybe you take a wide receiver at 5. Maybe you take a wide receiver at 37. Maybe you go out and trade for a wide receiver. You need to throw multiple darts at the wide receiver room. No pun intended. You need to get him weapons. Your franchise is Jaxson Dart. If you do not build around him properly, you will not be the team that we are hoping that they can be. And you need to maximize this rookie contract. As every game goes on and every season passes while he's on that rookie deal, Jaxson Dart will never be cheaper than what he is right now. So maximize that. Joe Schoen, you spent 3 off seasons fixing the cap. The time to make winning moves is now. And you know what I do expect for the Giants to be aggressive this offseason? Because if you're not going to be aggressive now, when are you going to be aggressive? You just sold a tenth of your organization for $1 billion. You just hired a 63-year-old head coach. You're making major changes inside that front office. Your cap sheet is very clean in 2027 and 2028. You haven't used void years. You don't really backload contracts into eating into the future cap that's going to explode. Rebuild that offensive line. Give him legit weapons to work with. And spend like the top teams do in this league. Maximize that rookie window. And maybe the New York Giants can be like the Chicago Bears, who went from a team that was picking in the top 10 or top 12 last year to making it to the second round of the NFL playoffs. I think that'd be a pretty successful season for year 2 at Jaxson Dart. Got a couple more things I want to talk about on today's show. Make sure you are subscribed, because if the Giants make a move, we are going to make a video. We will be in Indianapolis next week for the NFL Combine. Boots on the ground. You're going to be wanting to pay attention to this channel. Also, with St. Patty's Day coming up, the time to get your green New York Giants shirt, brought to you by Chat Sports, is now. Go to chatsports.com/GiantsGreen. Get your shirt today. Look stylish on St. Patty's Day. Avoid getting pinched, and support Giants Now by Chat Sports. It's chatsports.com/GiantsGreen. Another reason I need the Giants to be aggressive outside of winning games is they don't have the most bullets in the holster right now. You have the 5th pick, you have the 37th pick, and then you don't pick for 70 more selections at pick 105. And then once comp picks come in, that number is going to fall back even more. It may even be outside 110. You need to hit a home run on pick number 5. You need to hit a home run on pick 37. But potentially you could trade down. And ever since the New York Giants traded down and didn't take Rashawn Slater or didn't take Micah Parsons, I've kind of gotten my fingers burnt by touching the stove, and I'm scared to go back to that stove of trading down. But with the limited number of premium picks the New York Giants have, I don't hate a round 1 trade down. Dane Brugler just released his big board, top 100, as we close in on Combine Week. And, there are going to be talented football players available at pick number 5. Arvell Reese could be there. Caleb Downs is probably going to be there. Sonny Styles could be there. Mansour Delane, the top-rated corner, could be there. Spencer Fano, a right tackle, position of need. Cardell Tate, a wide receiver, a position of need. I don't hate the idea of trading Kayvon Thibodeau and then going after and getting Ruben Bain. 275 pounds defensive end, can slide in to a 3-tech, and he was one of the most dominant game-wrecking defensive players in all college football. Even the 11th rated prospect, Francis Mauigoa, CC Mauigoa. The Giants need an offensive lineman. Jordan Tyson at number 12. You got the guard from Penn State, Mekhi Lemon. While I don't think the difference between this draft and a couple of other drafts is, I don't think there's much of a difference from pick 6 to pick 13. And if the New York Giants can maybe trade down to pick 13 with the LA Rams and pick up their second first-round pick, number 29 overall, like, I'm not saying no, and I'm not necessarily saying yes either, but it's something that I am interested in. Like, what if the New York Giants have pick 13, pick 29, and pick 37? And you have 3 picks inside the top 37. That could be potentially 3 starters. Maybe there's a quarterback the Rams want to trade up to number 5 for. Like, I wish this wasn't the Dallas Cowboys because I'd love to move back from 5 to 12 and pick up number 20. I doubt they're doing business with you. I don't think you can pick up pick 24 by just moving from 5 to 6. But I don't hate the idea of trading down in round 1 and trying to pick up future draft capital to continue to build out this team. I also don't hate the idea of trading down in round 2 from pick 37. We've seen Joe Schoen trade down in round 2 before. Traded down twice in round 2 in his first draft here where he eventually selected Wan'Dale Robinson. Like, I think that one would probably be a little bit more likely. Can you go from like 37 to like 48 and then pick up like a pick in the 60s and then you have 4 picks in the top 105? Like, that would help you build out a team. And like, shout out to Dan Duggan. The Baltimore Ravens are a team that wanted to throw a lot of darts at the dartboard in the NFL draft. Baltimore averaged 8.9 picks during the draft. Baltimore averaged 8.9 picks per draft during John Harbaugh's 18 years there. The New York Giants have averaged 7.8 picks during Joe Schoen's 4 first drafts. Like, the more picks you have, the more risks you can take. The potential to add more players that make an impact. I don't mind trading down. You need a lot of help. You need an outside. You potentially could need a right tackle, potentially could need a right guard. You're going to need another wide receiver. You're going to need a defensive tackle. You need a starting inside linebacker. You need another corner. There's a lot of needs on this team, and there's not that many premium picks to go and land top-notch starters. Make sure you are following me on social media. Build the trenches. Build the offensive weaponry, and let Jaxson Dart cook. We'll see you later.